H O H O Buckeye Lounge, we run this game. Shrockstar Sean, remember the name. TG's lurking, Wolverine's fear. Scarlet and gray, make it loud and clear. O H O H O TG and Sean, bringing that smoke. They stand in the paint, that ain't no joke. Tune in, turn up, let the show begin. The Buckeye Lounge, straight fire within. O H O H O Buckeye Lounge, we run this game. Shrockstar Sean, remember the name. TG's lurking, Wolverine's fear. Scarlet and gray, make it loud and clear. O H O H
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Buckeye fans of all ages, the Ohio Podcast proudly brings to you the Buckeye Lounge. I'm your host, the Shrockstar Sean Schrock. Along with me, like always, the Wolverine Slayer herself, TG. And tonight we have a very special guest, a national champion, former NFL great, and now the head coach of Vincent St. Mary's, Mr. Doran Grant. I'll pop on quick. Guys, before we start, we have a special announcement to make. The Ohio Podcast and the Buckeye Lounge have a new sponsor. Go to it's mybookie.com. If you guys go to mybookie.com and you put in the promo code Ohio, that's right, Ohio, you will get free plays. I'm not exactly sure how much you get, but I know that you do get a bonus. So please go to mybookie.com and you will get a bonus. And here with us, 2014 national champion, Mr. Doran Grant. How are you, sir?
Doing good. How you doing?
Great. Or should I call you Coach Grant?
Yeah, that's fine. You call me Coach Grant.
Hey, before we start, TG and I and the whole Ohio Podcast and the Buckeye Lounge, we want to say congratulations. You got your number retired at your high school. You and your former teammate, Mr. Paris Campbell, both of you. What great honor that is, man. Congrats.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Did you ever think in your wildest dreams that you'd be back coaching your alma mater?
No, not at all. Never had a thought. Ain't nothing. So I'm enjoying it. Put it that way.
Well, have you enjoyed it thus far?
Yeah. Just dealing with the kids, just trying to develop them on the field and off the field as men, but mostly just trying to instill that old culture and tradition. Being a student of St. Vincent St. Mary and a football player at St. Vincent St. Mary. So just trying to help them understand what it is to put on that green and gold.
You do have a couple of former famous alumni that went there, don't you guys? I mean, I can think of maybe a couple.
We had a few. You know, we had LeBron James, all-time leading scorer in the NBA history. Of course, Paris and others. I mean, we got Frank Stamps, Jerome Lane, got Curtis Wilson, guys who've done things over the years and are still active. Very still.
Now, is there anyone on your team is there any kids that have the potential to be a D1 player? I mean, college, do you have any prospects that you'd like to talk about?
We got some young guys. We got a nice young crop. We're very thin up top. We got smaller numbers in our junior and senior class, but our freshman and sophomore, we have a pretty good number of kids, and a lot of them are very talented, freshmen and sophomores. And the next 2 or 3 years, I think the whole state's going to find that out.
That's awesome. So this year's going to be kind of maybe a learning year for them.
Yeah, we're still young, still building. They're still getting, learning the game, really.
Sure.
Still trying to understand how to play the game at a high level. And, Ohio high school varsity football is a high level, especially toward the end of the year and playoffs. So, just trying to get them to speed and, help them understand what it takes to compete and win at this level.
That's you know what's funny is RDCB basically asked the question is how are you feeling about the this year's team now that we know who the captains are and the quarterback as well.
I feel good about it. I always feel good about the Buckeyes. How can you not?
Well,
well,
I mean,
hey,
well, let's talk about this. You got some people that are hating on Ohio State right now that say the most BS set of things right now.
of course we're gonna get hate after we win a national title. It comes with the territory.
Yes, it does.
I would know.
Oh no, it comes. Oh no, for
Got that
certainty it
ring,
does.
buddy.
It's
You
just
got
like
that
you.
ring.
Yeah, it's for certainty. Except people are trying to act like as if we ain't got talent coming back on this team for some reason.
We got the best two players in college football.
Exactly.
That's what they don't understand. I don't get it. It's like
That's the
sometimes I wish I could go on these sites and I could correct them and educate them on Ohio State's football team. I'm like, y'all talk about the offensive line. You realize 4 of the 5 starters played in the national title game, right? Y'all realize that, right? Y'all know that, right? You would know that this backfield has guys who played in the national title games too. You also would be aware of that with the linebacking room. You would also be aware of that with the tight end room. The only one that didn't was Max Clare, and that dude's a freak. And that's because he
yeah,
was Purdue. Well, let's
right.
be real with that one.
He's he's a proven player. He ain't gonna do nothing but add to it. So you're right.
Yeah, and it's not only that, but it's like look at the depth we formed over the past throughout this season, last season, and even now in training camp. It's like for these people, I'm like, y'all really just don't bother to do your freaking fact checking before you just talk out of your butt at this point. Like
Well,
y'all just saying stuff at this point.
that's what hating is. That's what it is. Yeah, we don't care if they got 4 of the 5 stars in the national championship. We don't care if they got the best 2 players in the country. We don't care they got the best receiver, the best safety, probably the best defensive line coach and defensive line coming back revamped. And okay, we have a great talented quarterback. Who cares about Bo Jackson as a freshman coming in and getting in the rotation? They're not good. That's what you got to tell yourself when you know you got something to deal with. You got to
Yeah,
convince yourself that.
I gotta
that's
ask
the
you.
unfortunate part. That's just so funny, and it's like when you really think about it, I'm like, because they talk about how much talent Ohio State's lost to the NFL, and I'm like, okay, since when is that new?
Yeah.
What's
We
new?
always lose talent.
Have y'all been like, have you guys been living under a rock for the past 100 years? Like, has this not been a consistent thing? And every time they lose talent to the NFL, what's been the consistent story?
We
Always in the
reload.
national title hunt.
We
Always,
reload.
always. One of the best teams in the country, top 5 at the utmost. The one time we weren't ranked was because of a 2011, which I ain't even got to go on that one. What happened there?
I was a part of that.
I know.
That was my freshman year.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. And that's the unfortunate part about it. That's why I'm looking at these people. I'm like, especially some of these, I'm like, y'all are just some of the most ridiculous type of people there is in the world. And it's like, listen, you hate Ohio State, but don't make it so obvious where you're gonna question how good this team is and how much they may got and all the talent they lost. Like, you know, you're talking out of your butt at this point. If you really believe that this team is not gonna reload when they've been doing it for more than 100 years. They've been doing it for 100 years. Like, come on, man. Start talking facts. Stop talking nonsense.
That's right.
Hey, Dorian, watching last year, could you kind of last year's team? Did it kind of remind you of your team because they had an earlier loss? You guys had an earlier loss that year. You guys banded together, and you guys could have folded, but you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
No shade. We didn't lose to Michigan.
Exactly. That's true.
But no shade. But my whole thing is with that, there are some similarities because definitely they took that loss to Oregon on the road. It was a different ranked opponent, though. I could say when we lost to Virginia Tech, that was a different situation. We were home. I could just blatantly, openly, just tell you we were not prepared, and we weren't prepared. Everybody knew it the night after, the day after. We talked about it. Coaches weren't prepared. Players weren't prepared. You know, we failed that week. I know we promised each other we'd never fail again. I'm pretty sure something like that went on with this year's team with their player only meeting with just Coach Day, which I respect a lot. We had a lot of those during my time at Ohio State, especially when Urban came in and he really, really put that leadership on the players, like truly, and it forced us to bond together. It forced us to take accountability of ourselves and each other. Which is building a championship outfit, in my opinion. I see a lot of similarities, a lot of talent, obviously, but the perseverance in this group to get the job done. Their coach is under fire. They're under fire, and they still get it done. People say this about, okay, lost to Michigan, this and that. We all get it. Everybody in Buckeye country, we all get it. But let's not be silly here. These are national champions. What are we talking about?
Look,
These are
I know for some it may be a little controversial, but it's more of like, understand this: the rivalry will always be something we want to win. But if you ask me where I would rank national championship in the rivalry, the national championship's at the top of the list.
Mhm.
Rivalry is number 2. Distant number 2 in my opinion. Still want to win it, still want to kick your butt. But I would take a national championship right now over all of that, which is why I didn't care. Because listen, we all were so angry about the loss to Scum. But when we won the national championship, you felt like you were like, all right, I could put up with that. I hate it, but I love the national title a lot more. I
get
love it
that.
more. I could put up with that. I could put up with that loss as long as you win a natty.
I get that, because if you flip it the other way, which has happened before in history.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Let's say
all
if we
the time.
go 3-7, but we beat Michigan. It's like, oh. But is
I'm not gonna be happy
it
with
really as sweet as winning the national title though? Like,
no, no, not at all. Not
I
even
think
close.
we all understand that.
Yeah.
And again, even our own fans, sometimes when you win and have so much success,
Gets spoiled.
any little thing is going to be a problem. Everybody fire Ryan Day, and get who?
Yeah.
Kind of like the same thing with the Steelers in that situation. Fire Mike Tom, and get who?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I can understand it with Tomlin after all because he's kind of brought the standard down a little bit, but he's like, because I'm not gonna lie, I have questioned a lot of things, but at the same time, I'm like, for the Steelers
did you
fans,
see his free
he's
agent
still a.
offseason?
Oh no, I seen it. I want to see it on the field though. However, still, for the Steelers, Mike Tomlin, who are you gonna get other than Tomlin? You're gonna get
Aaron Rodgers, Jalen Ramsey, DK Metcalf.
Okay, now like Aaron Rodgers, I'm not high on him. I'm not.
Well, what Aaron Rodgers are you getting?
What'd you say?
I said, what Aaron Rodgers are you getting? I mean, that's what you got to wait and see.
That's always the question you're gonna have to ask yourself: is which one are you getting?
If it's Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers, good night. I understand.
I mean, unless it's in the playoffs. Like if you get in the playoffs, he's gonna choke like he always does.
You realize our man right here's a Steeler, so I mean, come on.
No, I know what you mean. Look, I watch the Steelers, but I'm going to be honest about a lot of things when it comes to the Steelers. Like I told you, I watch the Steelers. I watch a lot of the NFL. The Steelers were one of my favorite teams, but even I got to be honest about my team when I say like one of my favorite teams. When I say I'm not sure about Rodgers. I have never ever since like the 2010 championship. I figured the Super Bowl. I figured this guy could go on a great run. Instead, there's something about him that just irritates me.
I'll say this: winning is not easy.
No,
it's not easy, but it's something with him where it's like, yeah, no, in the NFL it's definitely not. But there's some about him where it's like, I don't know what it is, or that I've noticed and that I've heard from others who know him pretty well. In certain situations, it's something about him that just get me on the edge. Because I used to like him a lot, and then he did something that really just his attitude these last set of years is really what's been ticking me off. Especially with how he treated Garrett Wilson on the Jets, because Garrett hates him.
Really?
Oh yeah, Garrett hates him.
Okay.
Dorian, when you were being recruited, I want to take you back a little bit. When you were being recruited out of high school, was Ohio State always the team that you wanted to? Was that your top team all the way, or was there another team that was, close second, or
Honestly, when I really started to pick up on recruiters started to pick up for me, I was totally wide open. It wasn't like I was just a fan of Ohio State to a point where it's like, oh, I gotta go Ohio State. Because when I was really young, I was a Miami Hurricane fan. I used to like, that 2000, 2001 team, 2002 years, 03. Like, I was, 8, 9, 10, 11 years old around then. So I was focusing on them. I didn't really truly pay attention to Ohio State until after they beat Miami in that national title game. That's what turned me to Ohio State.
Nice.
Maurice Claret, Craig Krenzel, all those boys, Mike Doss, those Kenny Peterson, heck, Will Allen, who I ended up being a teammate with the Steelers. Like, very surreal stuff. So I'll say that national championship game in '03 is what really made me a Buckeye fan. Is what turned me. But even when my recruiting started, I gave everybody a fair shot. I was appreciative of everybody. Uh, Ohio State grew on me naturally. It just became, and I'm glad it did. I'm glad it was like that, opposed to me just straight vision for Ohio State, because I got to experience a lot more, and I got to really take in recruitment, and I got to really enjoy Ohio State for what it was, opposed to me just being a fan of it.
Gotcha.
Awesome.
So
Coach Combs, I mean, you guys under Coach Combs, you guys were the ones that became BIA, man. You guys are the ones that
right,
started it. To
that's
this day,
right,
it's still going strong, man. You're
that's
one of
right. You see that
one of the
picture
founding
right there?
members. We had
Yeah.
we had one of your old teammates, Gary and Connolly, on here, and he talked about you and about that room and how competitive it was. And
Oh man. And I was the old guy in the room. I had to deal with all them young bucks, and they all first rounders. And I didn't know it yet, but Gary on, Eli Apple, Marshawn Lattimore, we were all in one room at the same time. And then the next year when I left, Denzel Ward came in. So I would say, I mean, when I got there, it was Travis Howard
Ty
and
Howard.
it was Bradley Roby.
Yep.
And I was the third corner as a freshman and sophomore. So I sat behind those two guys for 2 years. And I mean, really, if I can really be honest, I know it was always a pipeline of defensive backs at Ohio State. Everybody knows that. We all know that. But just from my perspective, coming in that 6 and 7 year as a freshman, then you go into a room, you see Travis Howard have an average season my freshman year. You see Bradley Roby have an average season my freshman year. So going into my sophomore year, I'm thinking, I get a chance to compete a little bit. Maybe I get a chance, but those guys just really took off under Urban Meyer and Coach Combs. I got to be honest. So did I. I thought I was ready my freshman year. I wasn't. I realized I wasn't ready, and then that spring going into my sophomore year, really cranking it up under Coach Combs and Urban, just that standard he was setting, and then our play just slowly but surely just started to rise. And by the end of the year, both of those guys were first team All Big Ten. And then I come in the fold. I come in the next year as a junior. Roby's All American. I got 3 picks. My senior year, I end up getting 6 picks, and then first team All Big Ten. So it just flowed. It just flowed. And culture drives the room.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
Period.
Yeah, hold on, because there are some questions for you that popped up in the chat. I just want to get to them first.
Okay.
So this is one about Ryan Day's championship beard. Is what would Doran Grant say to Ryan Day to calm his nerves about the last game in November to finally getting over the hump? Basically, about him getting over the hump in the Michigan game this year.
I wouldn't tell him nothing. He figured it out. Oh, you talk about this year coming up?
Yeah.
Yeah, this year coming up. Like for him to finally get over and beat
championship last year.
No, I'm talking about. Yeah, I was talking about this year against Michigan.
I got you. What would I say to him?
Mm-hmm.
Get the job done, coach. You good enough. Plenty good enough. Not much to really say to a man like that. He knows. He knows what's at stake. He knows what it takes. It's not really much you can say to a man who knows what it takes. It just got to happen. You know what I mean? It's not anything for us to. Oh, you know what this game means? He knows what this game is.
Oh no, he knows.
Like I'm not about to sit here. Oh, he does. Yes, he does.
Mm-hmm.
Just hasn't really won it yet. He's going to win one.
He won the first one.
He won the first one. It's just that once that cheating scandal happened, he never recovered mentally. Like 2024, I think he was still playing into their game. The one thing I would tell him is don't play into their game. Ignore all the BS that they're spilling in the media. Just win the game. We don't care how you win it. Just win it.
Exactly.
I think that's just what he does because it's
but
like.
What do you tell a man that's under that type of microscope, though?
Yeah,
it's easy for us to say.
I know.
You be under that. Let's be in that hot seat.
No, I know what you mean because here's the thing.
Yeah.
He's playing their game because they keep talking about because this narrative started because of Michigan, mainly Harbaugh, saying that Ohio State's soft win. It's like that's not true. That never was true. Right. And they're doing it based off like the run game and this, that, and the other. I'm like, Day, you don't have to prove you're tough. We all know.
It's the thing I think with coaches like that who are true football savants and true football historians, everybody know that game about running the football. Everybody know back from
Oh no, that
Schembecker and
game
Bo,
is. Oh no,
from
no, for
Bo
sure.
and
Like
Woody.
you have to run the football really well, but that's not the only way to win it too. Like you have to have a
Oh no,
great
of course
plan.
not.
And like I've seen, because Kirk Barton brought it up on when he was doing the show with Buckeye Scoop, where Tressel did the like 5 receivers out, like he did the air raid to beat their defense because he described it as how their defense was run under Wink Martindale last year in 2024, very similar to how that defense Tressel went up against, and he just spreaded it out to make them show their defense, and they threw the ball a lot. So like that's one way to do it. Like yes, you have to run the ball pretty well, but the way you're going to be able to run the ball is you have to do it with more, let me say this, like more I guess like precision is pretty much the better way to say it. Precision would be the better way to do it, instead of just like openly just playing their game. You design the run game in a way that where you could get the run game going, but you do it your way instead of doing it their way. Like if you had like when you got like the advantage at receiver like we do, because last year one of the things that really irritated me is like you get JJ Smith 101 every time we threw him the ball, it either ended in a defensive pass interference or it ended in a touchdown or a great catch. That's the 3 ways it did. You only threw the ball to him so little times.
Mm-hmm.
You should have threw him the ball more. That's what you should have done, because Michigan could not guard him for nothing. So come 2024, get Jeremiah Smith the ball. And not only that, but they were also looking to run tempo in that game, is what they looked like they were trying to do in the first quarter. Like they were running it in spurts, but they weren't running it fully. And it was like wearing out their defense. Like if you're Ohio State in that moment, come the second half, because we all thought come the second half, oh, he gonna run tempo. That's what he gonna do. They're not gonna give Michigan a chance to adjust in the first quarter. They're gonna wait to the second half. And then that's when they're gonna go full on tempo. Instead, you're not doing that either. Now, part of that could be because of Will Howard's concussion. That could be part of the reason, but that's what people were expecting in the beginning. And it's like, if you know that their offense can't score, run tempo, wear out their defense. So every time that they're out there on that field, you're tiring them out and you're giving yourself a bigger advantage to score the ball. You don't have to play their game. Just win the game how you need to.
Mm-hmm. That probably wasn't in their true game plan though, to run tempo or tempo them out. I'll say this with
I think it was something similar to like what Texas and Illinois did against Michigan is what I think their game plan would have been. But Ryan Day just wanted to kind of do the whole just run the ball.
I'll be honest with you. I understand people upset that Jeremiah Smith didn't get a lot of touches in that game. I obviously I get that, but I'm not mad that he tried to run the ball though. I will say that I'm not upset at that.
I think it's the way in which he was running it, because it's like, dude, you're running it at their 2D tackles. Like if you're gonna run it side to side and not at their D tackles.
Yeah, but
because Mason Graham and Kenneth Grant were freaks, man. I'm sorry. Like, and with the interior of our offensive line, especially with how banged up it was, your move should have been move side to side and make these guys just run, make them run.
I mean, yeah, but sometimes you got a little attitude. You want to take it to them. Can't win them all. That's what I'll say. Because
not against them two at that point in time.
I'll give you an example. You ready for this example? That's probably very similar.
Mm-hmm.
The loss to Michigan State in 2015 at home.
Oh yeah, I know that one.
In your mind, what happened?
From everything I hear, it's like y'all got a little too complacent. They got too complacent.
Everybody blames Warner for it. What, in your mind, what would you say happened?
That game?
Yep, that game.
I think about that game way more than these Michigan games. I'm sorry. Because that one right there, that was supposed to be back-to-back national championships. Really, if I can be honest. Now, I know people going to say, oh, whatever, but trust me. If we really could have three-peated. 13, 14, 15. Because 13, you got to understand, in 12 and 13, we went 24-0. After going 6 and 7. To your point, TG, about how we bounced back. We went 6 and 7 my freshman year. Then we win 12. We go 12-0 my sophomore year. We go 12-0 in the regular season my junior year. Then we lose to Michigan State in the Big Ten title game. Then we lost to Clemson in that Orange Bowl.
You know what's funny is like 2012 should have been the year we won the Natty. Same 2013. Same with like that should have been like 4 straight national titles in this.
There you go. That's more. See, I didn't want to take it that far, but I definitely thought about it because we were literally undefeated, lost one game, won the national title. The next year, lost one game, and wasn't in the playoffs. Should have won a national title. We were the best team in the country in 15. We were better in 15 than we were with my senior year.
That's what's so funny to me is how they just don't put the best team to give them a chance. I mean, they did that with Georgia in 23. Remember, Sean? Like they
did that with They did that with Alabama the one year when they had one loss too, and they put them in. Honestly,
let's be fair. We got in when we didn't go to the Big Ten title game.
Yeah,
twice, 2 times.
I was talking about but with Georgia, it was like that was I think one of their better teams where they could have repeated, and instead like Ohio State did, and instead they lose that one championship game to like Alabama. For granted, it's the SEC title game,
that was
but
time and place.
When
did you lose the
but
game?
the unfortunate part is, to me, I think they were better than Washington. I think they were better than Texas, and it's like you don't put the better team in. Like, brother, really?
You always have in this situation you have to put the better team in. Even when we got in, TCU had Fitz. TCU wasn't better than us.
Either was Baylor.
Not even close.
Nope.
They were evenly
None.
matched. They couldn't do that against us.
No.
So,
I mean, look at what you guys did in Washington.
We were the best team in the nation that year by far. I knew we were the best team in the country the whole year.
I mean, look at what you did to Wisconsin in the Big Ten championship game, and that was with Cardell, who didn't even start. That was his first start, and you guys killed him. 58 to nothing,
59 to nothing. 59-0.
And to be quite frank, if you look at every other game after we lost to Virginia Tech, who really competed with us? Nobody. That's what I'm saying. Wisconsin didn't compete with us. Michigan State was supposed to. They didn't compete with us. Alabama, I mean, we beaten these teams. Even Minnesota in -7-degree weather. We're controlling the game on both sides of the ball. They were a tough team. They were ranked that year. I think they won a bowl game that year. Like, I mean, I'm thinking about Illinois. Michigan. Like, we put 40 up. Like, any team I think about, like, the only game we didn't dominate was against Navy, the first game, and Virginia Tech. Everybody else was barbecue chicken.
Well, people forget in that middle of that Michigan game, too, you guys lost JT. He got hurt. And
exactly.
And Cardell came in and just kept it going.
Because the culture was too strong. The culture was too strong. Urban's mentality was too strong, and he had us all oozing it. All of us. We all drunk the Kool-Aid with Urban, and I'm be honest with you, some pretty good Kool-Aid.
What was your best memory of that year? Buck Vader wanted to know. Our producer wanted me to ask you, what was your best memory of that season? Or if you got a couple of them, please share.
Pre-game, Penn State, locker room, before we hit the field for warm-up and team. We got amped up together. Coaching staff, players, everybody, personnel, everybody in there. We locked arms. We talk about they fans are pushing on the fence. They trying to push the fence down with the tarp over. They throwing stuff over the fence, trying to hit us, and middle fingers and F-bombs everywhere toward us. And Urban, like, we can hear you, Urban. We smell you. You're going down. All that stuff. And when we walk out to the field and that big old crowd just get loud, you see the Buckeye fans and Buckeye guys standing there with the sign like he on a commercial talk about who's in with college football player. That whole thing was just woo. And then we ended with Joey Bosa one hand sacking the quarterback Hackenberg with the running back, putting him in his lap.
Tackle them both. It was awesome.
That was a great night. That Penn State win away in overtime was a great night.
Where was that crowd after you guys were walking off the field? I bet they were all gone. They didn't have anything to say then, did they?
Oh, no, they were quiet. It was shaking. The whole stadium shook throughout the game. At the end, you could hear crickets.
Of course. Hey, when you talked about the Michigan State losses in 2013, 2015, Tyler wanted to know which one was worse.
13.
Why 13?
We win it. We win the national. We beat Florida State in the national title in the Rose Bowl. They can't play with us. They couldn't play with us. They had great players. They didn't have our team.
Oh, I almost figured it was 2015 only because that was a Michigan State team that was really bad.
But they went to the Final Four, so I can't say they were really
I
bad.
don't know.
They
Ooh.
didn't have Connor.
Yeah,
Well, no,
that's
Connor was there. That was his last year.
I
Wasn't
thought
it?
he was hurt though that game. They had that backup
That's what I
quarterback.
thought.
They had the
Yeah, that's what
backup
I thought.
quarterback
It
in.
was. You're right.
Yeah, Connor was
Yeah,
hurt.
because I don't think he played in the Ohio State game, and then like in the Final Four
Yeah.
he didn't play. So like for them
That's
to maybe
true.
was kind of
Because
like that.
me and Connor grew up together.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, he went to
Oh.
Walsh. He went to Walsh Jesuit High School,
Okay.
which is our rival, one of our rivals. And I went here to St. V. You know, green and gold, go Irish. And we trained together at Raw Talent Sports up in Cleveland, all throughout high school. Played against each other, obviously all through high school. Then again in college. So yeah, he only beat me. How many times did Connor beat me? Oh, he beat me in the Big Ten championship game, and my junior and senior year in high school, he beat me.
Now, Paris and you went to high school. Are you're older than Paris, right?
Yeah, by 5 years.
By 5 years. Okay, so you guys weren't actually teammates.
Yeah, we were.
Oh, were you?
Paris came into high school at 12.
Oh, okay. Holy crap!
He was only 12
Wow,
years old.
12?
His friend,
12?
he was 12 and then he turned 13
Dang.
in the middle of the summer.
Oh
So
my
like he was 12 when we started like summer workouts and stuff like that, and then he turned 13. Then school year started for him. So he was a 13-year-old freshman. So when I was 18,
Wow.
graduating, about to head to Ohio State, he was a freshman in his spring of his freshman year, 13 years old.
Did you try to recruit him to come to Ohio State?
I didn't have to recruit him.
All right.
I didn't have to recruit him.
Could you see when he was that young that he was that he was going to be special?
Paris was always a great athlete. I knew of Paris before St. V when we used to run summer track, USA summer track, AAU summer track together. He ran for West Akron Track Club. I ran for Unify the Flight Track Club. So he was always younger.
Okay.
So I'll always see him at meets and different stuff like that. It wasn't really until my senior year at Ohio State when he got there. No, when he shadowed there, my 11th grade year. And he shadowed when I started to realize, like, oh, this is that one young kid who used to always be good. I used to see running. Oh, okay, here he is. He was very scrawny, short, small. But I'll tell you what, after his sophomore year of high school, he hit his he was 16. He finally started to grow.
Yeah.
And he shot up. Freak athlete, man. Great stride.
All right. Tyler wanted to ask about the 2013 Michigan game with the fight that happened in the tunnel, where Michigan fans they were victims all the time.
They started it.
Because they were always saying that.
That's why that whole situation even happened on the kickoff, because it was already chippy before. It was chippy in the tunnel. We just trying to walk out, warm up. Here they come, doing all of that,
doing all the extra, because that's what they do.
That's when Marcus got kicked out of the game, wasn't it? He gave the famous picture of
the
famous picture
video and picture.
him giving the double bird to the crowd.
Hey, love it, because it's like that's what you get for running your mouth. It's one thing about like the Michigan players is y'all the biggest mofos to talk trash. Then you want to play victim when someone puts you in your place. Because remember, you don't you remember, Sean? Like back in 2022, that the Michigan State players beat the tar mess out of the Michigan players in 2022 in the tunnel.
Yeah,
and yet y'all want to play victim. Oh, and y'all want to play victim when y'all were the ones who started it.
That's what they do.
Man, they held Dante Wilson down. And they were holding them down and like hitting them, and Marcus comes over.
Yeah, they surrounded them. Yeah, they tried to surround them. The refs act like they didn't want to do nothing. So I mean, hey,
yeah.
It's like I'm like, don't play victim when you start stuff, man. And when you get your butt whipped until the end of the day, like don't pretend. Like y'all the fakest tough people there is in the world. Like in an actual fight, like if you go to Michigan, I think you can't fight. So don't ever try to throw a punch or do anything because you can't fight. You're gonna get your butt kicked by real grown men. So I would suggest you sit your happy butt down.
There you go. Especially
like don't sit here and play victim. If you don't sit here and play victim when someone push you on your beehive for running your mouth. And for doing all the extra. Don't just shut up.
I hear you.
Just shut up.
Hey, look, we took our loss on the chin.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We took ours on the chin. Okay, we lost. I had to hear all the. We still. You know what I like best about that loss, though? I know that sounds weird, but I liked how we stood in it. The players stood in it. Ryan Day stood in it. He ain't go hide. He stood right there with his hands on. He stood in it. I felt like he was trying to feel the moment, gauge the moment. That's one thing. He ain't tuck his tail. Them players ain't tuck their tails. That's one thing. Yeah, we lost, but they stood in it. They didn't run to the locker room.
Yeah.
They didn't run to the locker room. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They
How'd you feel
all
about that
stood
fight
in
that
it.
broke out on the field in 2024? Because I actually like that. I'm like, thank you. You actually stood up and
That's
prevented
what
them
I'm
from
saying.
doing
Like,
that.
and I'm not even talking about just the fight part. It's just more so just
Like,
that, and then like, okay,
I know. I'm
like,
just saying. Like, what did you think of that?
yeah,
Because I was like, thank you for God's sakes. Like, y'all
Right.
actually prevented
Don't
them from doing
disrespect our
anything.
stuff, man. You know.
Like,
yeah.
y'all don't like it if someone does it to you, but then you think it's okay when you do it to somebody. It's like, nah, man, you gonna have to pick strides. Like, either you gonna, because you have to understand when you do disrespectful stuff like that, you're gonna see hands get thrown.
Yeah.
Hands are gonna get thrown, so you better be ready to fight. And if you're not gonna fight, then just go take your happy self somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. I hear you.
Yeah. Our friend Mika Hannah has a question for you. Your thoughts on OG Walt, and do you think it's important when former Buckeyes coach are the coaches?
You said, do I think what of the
Do
coaches?
you think it's important when former Buckeyes are coaches?
Very important. That's why there's so many there now. Like, let's be honest. I mean, Nate Ebner's back in the fold. You got James Laurinaitis. You got OG Walt, Coach
Heartline?
Walt, who was actually my defensive backs coach
Hard line.
when I spent some time with the Giants.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. You got guys coming back in the fold. It's again culture, understanding what it takes, understanding what goes into it, and finding the people who really cares that much, not just for a check. With the passion when it comes to recruiting and different community events and stuff like that, really, really got Ohio State blood in their heart. Like, I mean, really got Ohio State blood all through them. I think that's very important. Uh, I like it. I like to say a heart line there. That's what I'm saying. Like everybody's there. Like I've ran into a few of those guys. They come into school building during recruiting. We're talking, and it's weird. It's like you get to talking to them. It's just like that brotherhood thing. It's just like you don't have to play in the same generation. You can be
If
10 years removed. You can be 20 years removed. It's like when you see one of each other, it's just like, hey, what's up? Like, I'll give you an example.
that's what a lot of the
I'll
former
give you,
Buckeyes that we've had on the
yep.
show have been saying lately. Like, hey, look, we're all alumni, not from the same generation, but it feels like we've known each other for like ever. And it's
Because
like,
we either watched each other play, I either grew up watching like AJ Hawk, for example. We did a youth camp this past spring together, and it's like I've never met AJ Hawk in my life. He's never met me. Then we kind of see each other and be like, "Yo, what's up?" We introduce each other, and it's like, "Oh yeah, what's up?" It's like, yeah, I know all about you, dude. I watched you. I knew recruiting. I knew, yeah, like same thing with me. Looking up at him, it's like, yeah, I remember watching y'all play Notre Dame in the Fiesta Bowl, and Carpenter broke his foot, and you know what I'm saying. I remember watching that as a kid, so it's like we're all one big family. It's crazy, and you want to be a part of that.
That's awesome.
that's amazing. Oh, Vader had a question again, which is which member of the current BIA reminds you of yourself?
Who myself?
Mm-hmm.
Well, who got 10 career picks?
Nobody.
Not yet. No one yet.
Hey,
Nobody.
look, let's not go down that road
Yeah.
now. With only 2 years playing, who got 10 picks now? Uh,
But who would
that
you
was
say had
my
the potential?
that was my thing. I knew I wasn't a first round pick like a lot of guys right behind me, but my personal thing was production and tackles, pass breakups, and interceptions is what I measure DBs at Ohio State. That's how I did. That's how I measured it before I got there. That's how I measured it when I was there. That's how I measure it after. So it's consistent.
Unless you have offenses that are smart enough to know to never throw the ball your way.
True, like Denzel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They figured
Like
it
both
out.
of them, both Denzels, Burke
Right.
and Ward. It's like you're like, yeah, I'm not never
Yeah.
throwing the ball his way. I'm not even running his way. Like I've seen this with both Ward and Burks, especially Burks. That's like past 2 years where teams stop running his way at all times because of how often he's hitting their defense, how often he's hitting their running backs. Like, remember, Sean, there was a play that Denzel Burke had where he hit a running back. Like how Denzel Ward did back against Maryland. It wasn't against Maryland, I know that for certainty, but it was against somebody else where he did barbecue chicken hurt my feelings, aka Gus Johnson.
See, when we used to do hits like that, we used to always get thrown out the game.
Well, this time nobody actually did it for once.
I remember the time specifically. Roby had a great hit on the tight end against Iowa at home in 2013, and they ejected him for it. I'm like, this is,
Wow.
and I'll never forget. Like, we just tried to have this in that game. That year, we really only had 3 corners in rotation.
Ooh.
It was Roby, myself, and Armani Reeves. We didn't really. Only thing we had behind, we had Eli, who wasn't ready. He was redshirted, and Garyon, who's redshirted. So, like, I remember that year specifically, Coach. I was like, okay, all I know is I knew I had to stay in the game.
Uh-huh.
I knew that I had to stay in the game. I couldn't. No ejections, nothing. You got to play. So that's I always think about that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I measure if I got to look now.
Is there a younger kid that you like on the team that you said, man, it's really caught your eye?
Yeah, Sanchez.
You are not the. I swear, every time.
I gotta be honest. I saw him play this spring when I went to spring practice and I watched the spring game. Just watching him move. And I actually had him I did a Rivals 5-star camp. I was the cornerbacks coach. I had him then when he was still in high school. He has all the tools. What happens remains to be seen.
Yeah.
But he got it. To me, he reminds me coverage-wise, Marshawn. I don't know if he's as gifted as Lattimore, but I mean, the kid, 6'3", 6'4"? He's a monster. I mean, he has skinny ankles. He can run. He got in there early. He's a Jalen Ramsey prototype.
Okay.
In my opinion, I don't know if he's as athletic or explosive as Jalen, but the build and athleticism is pretty much there. I like him.
You are not the only former Buckeye to mention him, because remember, Sean, we had Mecca down who talked about him, and he actually had seen him like in person.
Because you look at his stature, and it's hard not to look at him. You know what I'm saying? And it makes you excited to know that he's a true freshman. It's like, wow.
And the Buckeye coaches are super excited about him too. They want him on the field, like even though because the thing is, if David Benosin won here, I guarantee you that Devin Sanchez would have been a starter.
He might even take a spot. You never know.
We'll see.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I do know this. He's definitely going to get playing time. Like, they're not going to waste no time. They're going to be like, nope, you're getting playing time. Don't care. We're going to figure it out.
He doesn't knock off that grabbing stuff, and he keeps getting penalties. He'll be sitting on the bench.
We
talked about that before, Sean, as I mentioned before. It's all because of his technique, his mechanics. Because, as I've said this once before with him, is he tends to get, like, fooled by the receiver's feet, because that's where it always starts with him, is his feet just aren't aligning with the receiver. He keeps getting faked out and it makes grabs when he shouldn't do that. If he actually learns how to control his mechanics, he actually controls himself this time, he probably won't do as much grabbing, because we've seen that he doesn't have to do that. Like, remember when he came in 23, he wasn't doing that. He actually was really, really good. 24, for some reason, it's like his mechanics just, I don't know what he was doing, but that's the only thing he had to work on. And from everything I've heard from Tim Walton and them, it seems like he's really been doing well. He hasn't been grabbing as much as he usually does. I mean, they've even been making him wear cupping mitts to make sure that he does it.
We started that. Almost 14 years ago. We started that the mitts.
I mean, what's your opinion on this, Grant? On if you're scouting him, what would you say was his biggest problem?
You got to move his feet. That won't. You can't do that.
His feet, like I just said, his feet always. That's
always
been his
NFL, you won't be there long. Probably won't be there for the first 2 weeks. You gotta move your
Well,
feet.
I got a question for you because I asked Gary in this. See if you got the same answer. Who is the toughest receiver you ever went against in the NFL and in college?
NFL, Antonio Brown.
That's what he said.
Yeah, because I never went against Julio. He might have. I never faced Julio or Calvin Johnson. I faced Mike Evans in joint practices. He's good. Obviously, he's good, but
Mhm.
it's just still a different level than AB. AB is a master at it all. I'm sorry. He got the speed. He got the release. Did I have my moments where I did it well on him? Of course.
Mhm.
But I mean, I'm sitting there as a rookie on the sideline. I'm on special teams, and we're going against Denver, and I'm seeing what he's doing to. I can't remember his name. I can't remember Chris something. Chris Harris Jr.
Mhm.
And oh man, I think he had 2 or 3 touchdowns for 220 yards receiving that game, and I'm like,
Gary said he couldn't even get hands on him.
I'll say this: if I didn't practice with him every day, I'd understand that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like I practiced with him every day, so it
So
was
you knew his
different.
moves. You
Like
knew
these
his
guys
moves.
only saw him on game day.
Yeah.
so like you knew his
yeah.
moves. Like if you never knew his moves, then yeah.
But
But
it is that difficult. It is that difficult. And that's why he would dominate anybody. It didn't matter who you were. You could be the top guy in the league. He's gonna get you. I've seen it. I've seen him get Sherman. I've seen him get Chris Harris Jr. I've seen him get Akeem Talib. I've seen him take 80-yard touchdowns against Pat Pete and all those guys. I've seen it.
Mhm.
I've seen him, outrun Charles Woodson before he retired. Like I was there. And it's like, this dude is the best. At least during his tenure, wasn't nobody better than Antonio Brown. And if you see his work ethic, I mean.
Yeah. How about college? Who was the toughest guy you ever went against at college?
I bet you he's saying
Sammy Watkins.
Sammy Watkins.
Sammy Watkins and Martavis Bryant. Put them together. It was on the same team. Clemson, 2013 Orange Bowl.
I swear, every Ohio State defensive back always says is a Buckeye from Ohio State. And we have to tell them, please. Every single like every defensive back that we've asked that question to has always said it was an Ohio State receiver every time. And it's like, how about someone outside of Ohio State, please?
I mean, yeah, you could say that. I mean, of course, I could say Devin Smith, Mike Thomas, all that stuff, but
yeah, no, that's what we have to tell them. But it's like, from their perspective, it's like Ohio State has the best receivers that you're ever going to go up against. And it's like, yeah, you're going to go up against some guys who are just as good, if not, maybe you could say maybe even a little better, maybe. But those receivers, they are just different.
Of course. And especially after I left, the talent just kept rising. But, I mean, even before, dealing with Mike Thomas, Devin Smith, and Philly Brown was no joke every day. Like Devin had 29. Devin Smith got 20, almost 30 career touchdowns. Like it's every time he scored a touchdown, we're guaranteed to win a game. So
I'm not gonna lie, I think our wide receivers were much better than we give them credit for. The thing is, the passing game just wasn't always great. It's like if we did better with our passing game, I think the receivers would be
well. If what people didn't realize where Urban was, we were a running football team.
Yeah. Oh no, I know what you mean by running football team. Like I'm not.
Yeah, we were
I'm not saying
spread. We were a power running football team. We were not.
Yeah, no, that's not what I'm talking about.
Team. No,
no, that's not what I'm talking about. Like you could be a balanced team and still be able to have a great run game with great passing. I'm talking about like the passing game as far as like, let's just say accuracy as far as like, because there were some throws that the quarterbacks have made that kind of made you. The best thrower I've seen during the Urban Meyer era, I believe, is Cardell Jones. To me, that's just my opinion.
Haskins to me.
I'm talking about. I'm not talking about like. No, I know what you mean by Haskins, but like Haskins, I kind of give Ryan Day a lot.
Haskins was the best thrower of them all.
No, I'm talking about like because before Ryan Day, I don't know how the passing game would have worked with Urban. I don't know how that would have worked. But I'm talking about like during Urban's. I'm talking about like because during Urban's tenure, I would definitely say Dwayne Haskins, and I do give Ryan Day a lot of credit. Like thank you, Urban, for actually hiring a great offensive-minded guy and getting rid of. Who was the offensive coordinator before Sean?
Hey, Herman. Hey, when Herman got Cardell Jones, he opened that playbook up and he took the running game out of it. And I give Tom Herman a lot of credit because if he
I'm not talking about Herman. I'm not talking about Herman.
And
Yeah, that idiot. That's what I'm talking about. Because that's where the pass game really went bad.
He's offensive line coach. He's gonna run the ball. I'll say this. In my opinion, if I had to choose one quarterback to go to war with, I'm choosing Braxton Miller. I'm sorry.
I don't mind that.
I don't think any Buckeye fan would. If you really deep down, if you had to take one Ohio State quarterback in the last 20 years for your life, how can you not go with Braxton Miller? This is why I say Braxton. And I played with JT, Cardale, and Braxton. This is why I say Braxton. He's just more versatile. He can make a lot of throws. Braxton had a great arm. I don't think people realize it because how electric he was throwing. But if you really sat back and watch him throw, he throw it strong, fast, tight spirals. He can get out of dang near anything. Yeah. You can't name no other quarterback that we've had in the last 10 to 15 years could make something out of nothing like Braxton. The closest one was Terrell Pryor and Troy Smith.
I was also thinking Fields too, though, but that
he wasn't explosive. He wasn't as explosive as Braxton was.
He's not as explosive as Braxton. But I'm saying, like, he had multiple, like he did explosiveness, but
I know
nothing
what you're
like
saying,
Braxton.
Like the way he threw the ball and with the strength and stuff. Yeah,
and with his
sure.
dual threat ability. I mean, under Ryan, we don't really run the quarterbacks like that in the regular season because he didn't want them to get hurt. Because to him, the quarterback position, it would determine whether or not you win or lose in a full time in the championship game. So he wouldn't run him as much. But when he did let Justin run, it was like, you see how athletic he is. And it's like, why are we not doing this more? And it's like, oh, you're only doing this when you want him to. And even Justin had to say it himself. Like, there were times where Ryan, they didn't want him to run, and he just did it anyway.
Yeah, like I'm thinking about it. Even back when I was playing with Braxton go down, you got JT. JT was running the pill. Like, that's just how we were a running football team. We were smash mouth football team. We were really old school, to be honest. People didn't really realize that because the spread looks. Yeah. But we were very old school. He was very Woody Hayes, smash mouth football, for real. It just looked different than Tressel because it wasn't two tight ends and a fullback in the eye. But wide receivers had the same mentality.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If Braxton Miller got taught, like, because here's what I think, because he definitely had the arm to be one of those all-around, versatile, just type quarterbacks.
If he don't hurt his shoulder, he's a Heisman Trophy.
Yeah, not only that, but it's like the one thing, because I have seen games where Braxton had throws that were kind of like, what was that? Where it's like, your accuracy was a little questionable at times. But I'm not gonna crap on him for that. It's like, I feel like if he got more coaching on how to develop that passing game a little bit more, where he had both the running and the passing, where he could tear you apart even just like that way, I'm like, bro, this offense would have been unstoppable at that point. Like,
I always said I wish we would have had and it's nothing against my freshman year. It was just the year, it was a broken year, really.
Yeah. You wish you had real coaching.
No, I mean, it's not about real coaching, because we had real. I mean, Taylor Johnson was my coach my freshman year. He's there now.
No, I know what you mean, but it's more like with the head coach, you had more like stability.
And that's what I'm saying. The situation was just unfortunate. Like,
better situation.
Tress was forced out. Luke,
which was stupid
to me. Luke, he had to take over a team that really, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he had his best players were suspended. You know what I'm saying? Like, they couldn't play the whole year. Like, literally, Boom Hair, Mike Adams, DeVere, Terrell wasn't even there. Solly T was out half the season. Even Travis, you know what I'm saying? It was different guys suspended to start the year, and we still won those games. And it's like, I mean, we beat Colorado at home on ABC with a freshman quarterback and freshman receiver. Devin had 2 touchdowns. Braxton was throwing lights out. Like, we're doing this with freshmen.
And you still almost beat Michigan.
They should have that. That should have.
We almost had them. You see what I'm saying? Like, it was the culture that was tainted, and I would say tainted because it was broken. The head guy wasn't there. The best players weren't there.
Yeah.
Of course, it's going to be a broken culture.
And what's super funny is you guys had a lot of games you absolutely could have won if the culture wasn't where it was at that point. Because because again, with Braxton, it's not like I'm saying you guys didn't have coaching. It's more like you had a better, stable situation to allow him to grow in his freshman year instead of
Right.
what happened in
That's
in
exactly. That's what I'm
2011.
saying.
Even though
Exactly.
I will say 2011, you could say did shape a like adversity that showed that, hey, when everything you because you guys have faced adversity from 2011, it may have actually helped you even go through 2012, 13, 14, and 15, to be honest.
Yeah. I'll say this though. It was more of us being challenged by Urban. I gotta be
Yeah,
honest.
no, definitely.
I'm a,
But
like
adversity also can help
I'm
too.
gonna lay this out for you because I do got to go in like 2 minutes.
All right, no
All
problem.
right.
But I want to
Appreciate it.
say this: Urban challenged us. There's one thing change is change is it's not natural to just go jump into change. With Urban, he challenged your manhood. Urban would challenge your character. He'd challenge your love for yourself. Urban would challenge your love for your teammates. He'd challenge the love for your family. And we 18 to 22 years old at this time. So of course we taking it all type of ways.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
yeah,
So like, you know what I'm saying? I never forget. I remember. I ain't gonna say names, but I remember some players. We talk, and I remember just hearing them talk about. They talking to their old position coach from the last staff, talk about some man, I'm hurting and this and that, and it's like I remember all that. And Urban didn't care. Urban knew how to change programs. He
he
changed
did.
Bowling Green. He changed Utah. He changed Florida.
Mm-hmm.
He came to Ohio State. He did the same thing.
Didn't you have you
Oh
guys
yeah.
out in practice out in like below zero, and everybody thought it was going to be an indoor practice, so they were all wearing shorts, and you guys were outside in the
This is the
freezing
story.
cold?
This is the story. We just got home from Gator Bowl 2011, lost to Florida. How ironic. We lost to his former team. We
Mm.
come back. We got a 6 a.m. meeting that next morning. That next morning, he introduces a brand new coaching staff. That quick. It ain't been. We ain't not played the game. It ain't been 9 hours. We over here looking at a brand new coaching staff. This is your new corners coach. This is all that. That next week, 4:55 a.m. No Ohio State gear. You got if that's all you got, you got to turn it inside out. We weren't even allowed to go in the facility. We weren't allowed in the building. We had to park in the parking
Yeah.
lot. Then we had to walk around in the gate and go right to the field. And we did that for a week straight. It was about negative. It was about 2 degrees out. Mind you, we come this January. It's slush all on the ground. It's ice cold. We sitting there on the toes on the line, getting ready to go. All you see is Urban. Some of the old staff, mostly his new staff. They just sitting there looking at us, laughing, grinning. Making little comments, doing stuff like this, and pointing at us and stuff. Like just setting the tone. He set the tone. He changed.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh, it's open that. He was doing so good, and then that happened. Because I was gonna ask before he left. Would you ever consider being a Buckeye coach? And then, like Tyler's question, what does he think of Caleb Downs being compared to Von Bell? I was gonna ask that. So that's
Hey, if he can't come back, what an awesome interview! What an awesome dude!
uh-huh.
I'd like to say thank you to him if he can hear us. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, thank you. I was gonna try to ask him that before it happened. I'm sorry, guys.
And that was just an awesome story, and it got cut off.
Yeah, that was such a great story. He's cut off at the last possible second. I'm like, oh, we were doing so good, and then technical difficulties all of a sudden. Like, really, bro?
Maybe if he can pop back on, we can finish the story. If not, guys, thank you for everybody that watched us today and came in and all the questions. We appreciate you guys. We have some just all kinds of cool stuff coming up in our future. I've been in touch with a lot of former players, and we're going to keep doing our forum like we do, interviewing all these great Buckeyes of the past, ask them what they think of the current teams, let them tell their stories. And me and TG are going to break down the current team and what we think is going to happen this year. And we'll cover the games too.
Yeah, we'll probably even have some former Buckeyes on to talk about that too. On top of the fact that I am gonna say this, like as we all know about what happened We can let it go from the scum stuff. I'm glad it's over, even though it was the stupidest. And Cardell had his own fair share. Because, Sean, did you ever see what Cardell said
No,
on
but
Urban's podcast? Him
uh,
and Urban both ripped the heck out of it. They both did. It was the funniest thing. I'm telling everybody, go check out on Triple Option.
triple option.
Like,
what a great
yeah,
podcast.
go check it. And just know this, people. I know we're all kind of irritated with them too, but it's like, for once, I can't even blame the overheads of the NCAA, because even they didn't see this coming, because it was like a rogue infraction committee. Rogue infraction committee. It was the stupidest thing in the world. I'm like, y'all actually went rogue, and not only that, but you even broke the COI actually broke the bylaws.
So, guys,
we're
done talking about
it. Is
It's
yeah,
done.
it is what it is at this point. Like, the only way that they could probably fix it, they probably could overturn it, but at the end of the day, I think we're just done with it. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is. The only retribution, the only justice we're gonna get is if we do it on the field. That's the only way we're gonna get our justice
on the field, and let's win another natty. Let's go back to back. Let's shut everybody up and show them. I'm telling everybody we have a chance for a three-peat, people.
We do.
We do.
We have a chance. Is if everything goes the way it could, which I'm not sure it will, but we'll see. Because I will say the good thing is we don't have to deal with no juggernaut team, no matter how much people want to say that. Penn State, you're not a juggernaut. Let's just start there. You're not the best team. Yeah, like that's the other thing too. Is like I'm not gonna lie. I do want to say this too. I'm so sick and tired of people talking about Penn State and Clemson, because yes, they're bringing back a lot of talent, but what did they do to fill the gaps? Because when people bring up what Ohio State and Scum did for the past 2 years, it's like you have to look at what they did in the portal and what they did in recruiting. That was the biggest difference, and neither school has done either as far as recruiting in the portal. You have to do both to be great. And you look at what Ohio State's still doing now. It's like they're still dominating in the portal. They're still dominating in recruiting. I'm sorry, but it's just truthful.
We'll just see. And you know what the great thing is? Here in a few weeks, it's going to be played on the field. There's going to be no more yapping, no more speculating, no more,
Honestly, it doesn't really take speculation. It's more of if you just break it down fully. Like, even off the teams, even the players you don't know. You have to have common sense. You actually have to look into these teams and really dive deep.
Well, did you just say?
I said you have to break it down, really dive deep into these teams.
Before that, you have to have what?
You have to have.
What do most people do not have?
Intelligence?
Common sense.
Yeah.
Common sense. Come on.
Common sense is the other one. No, common sense is the other one, but intelligence is the one I'm thinking of in a second, because it's like that's what they lack. But it's like you have to have common sense. You have to have intelligence. You have to look into these teams to understand. Because like what the talk I hear about Ohio State, it's just straight up stupid. It really, really is. It's like, guys, yes, we've lost a lot of talent to the NFL. Is that new? No, it's not. Is that ever going to change? No. Is that ever going to be a big deal for Ohio State? No. It's called rebuild, reload, and and guess what? You always have to do that, and that's what they've been doing for 100 years. Like when I hear people talk about Texas, it's like, guys, you are aware. Like when you're talking about our offensive line, you can say the same thing about Texas. You can say the same thing.
We have potentially the best offensive line in America.
Oh yeah,
they do not. They lost. Not only did they lose people to the draft, but they've lost people to injury. Our offensive line. These guys, 4 out of the 5 played in the national championship game. Then the 5th guy that's coming in as a potential would have been a 3rd to 4th round pick if he'd have went in the
second to third, and then first, and he has a potential to be a 1st round pick this year. So like, and not only that, but even if somebody gets injured, we have depth on this offensive line. When you talk about Texas right now, they don't have any.
We got at least 3 guys. I say 3 guys on our depth. We got 8 guys that could start.
We actually have a total of 10 guys, actually. I've actually checked it out. We got like 10 guys.
8 guys could start anywhere.
Yeah, we got like 10 guys who could. And think about it. Like one of them, Philip Daniels, I mean, we've been hearing a lot of great things about him, but it shouldn't be shocking. I mean, this is Paris's cousin, for God's sakes. Right? So hearing about him has been phenomenal. And I think you're going to see you are going to see rotation among the offensive line as well as certain packages put in for the offensive line. And that's what I think is great. I mean, they're even talking about putting Ethan Oniawa in at right guard with Daniels at tackle and maybe Tegra at left guard. Like they've been moving around the offensive line a lot, to be honest.
I say you bring in, if you're having trouble running the ball with the tight end blocking, bring in another tackle and run a jumbo package. Screw it.
Yeah, no. Eric, it's fine, man. If you were recording the college huddle, that's completely fine, man. It's cool. It's all good. But yeah, no, it's like you're gonna see us talk more about this because, like I said, I watch everybody, I listen to everyone. I have been studying the college football teams. It's like I said, it's like I said, Michigan and Clemson. I mean, not Michigan. I'm thinking about them now. Penn State. I mean, still scum is, but Penn State and Clemson are two of the most overrated teams. I think Texas is generally way overhyped. I think Arch Manning can be a great quarterback, but I think they're overhyping the heck out of him right now.
I would actually put my money more on Clemson than I would Penn State. That's just.
Oh no, I would just because of Dabo Sweeney, but it's at the same.
Their quarterback. I like their quarterback. Cade Klubnik.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
That kid's a future first round pick. He's got to be a stud. I just don't know what they have around him. And hey, they gave Texas a run for their money in the playoffs.
They did. The problem for Clemson was their run defense. That's why they lost because Texas was able to run the ball on them like no tomorrow. So that was the problem. And not only that, but again, when you look at all the other teams, like I saw how people thought, like how people talk about Oregon. I'm like, y'all realize they lost like everybody, right? Like their roster has a complete turnover compared to like Ohio State, where you have a bunch of guys from the national championship team coming back. You have the best two of the best players, along with members of the national title team for last year who played a tremendous role. And you're really overhyping Oregon right now. What are we doing today?
Offensive player and the best defensive player in the country.
Yeah, it's just what are we doing today, everybody? I just want to let that be known. Like at some point we're gonna have an episode breaking that down. We're gonna have one of our live shows breaking that down. But it's like I'm just so sick of these narratives. It gets kind of stupid. I'm like, it could be, hey, we're gonna try to make Ohio State fans mad, or you generally believe this and you just don't want to do your homework and your fact checking. And everybody who keeps talking about Matt Patricia, do your homework. Listen to the Buckeye players. Listen to Ryan Day. They're literally telling you he's the best thing to happen to them.
Hey guys, the way I look at it, let them keep talking crap. Let that motivate the guys.
Oh, that's how they're taking it. They're taking like disrespect. Like, oh, y'all really disrespecting us?
Keep sliding them.
All right.
Let that build up. Come on, overlook us. That's fine. Say we're nothing. That's fine. Keep doing that. Keep thinking Texas is gonna be the champion. Keep thinking Penn State's gonna win the Big Ten. Fine, do it.
Look, I think Texas's offensive line will be better by week 8. Like week 1, I think the Ohio State's defensive line is going to have themselves a ball game because, like, I think Arch Manning is going to really be on the run.
Hey, like, what is it? Like 8 weeks away?
Yep. Horns down, people. Horns down.
Well, guys, we appreciate y'all watching. Thanks to Doran Grant. What a great dude. Maybe we can have him on again. Awesome interview, man. I'm so happy we got him on. Good luck this year. I hope your team does great. You guys go to the playoffs, and guys watch out for Akron St. Vincent St. Mary's, coached by Buckeye great Doran Grant.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another I don't understand. Everyone is disrespecting us going into this game against Texas. It's almost like they think that we're on the road for this game. Tyler, let them think that, man. I'm done trying to reason with. You can't reason with these people. Yeah. Andre, my man Andre. Love Andre Green. What a great dude. Yeah. Always throws the trophies up. Always gives us shout outs. Love that dude. Again, to our producer and our homie Buck Vader, thanks again, brother, for all that you do for us. And guys, if you get a chance, get this magazine. It is awesome. Look at that. We're on the back cover. Me and TG.
Oh, that's awesome.
This is like professional, man. Like something Sports Illustrated would do. And our boys, Chris and Eric, did this, man. It's on the website, man. It is worth it. Get it for them. Again, guys, mybookie.com is our sponsor now. Sponsor of the Ohio Podcast, the Buckeye Huddle. If you go to mybookie.com.
The Buckeye Lounge, you mean?
Buckeye Lounge. Sorry, Buckeye Huddle. My bad. Buckeye Lounge. Thank you. I don't want to promote those guys. Nothing against them, but Buckeye Lounge, the Ohio Podcast. Go to mybookie.com and put in the promo word Ohio, and you guys will get a free play. I'm not sure if it's how much dollars of free play you get, but you will get a free play. You'll get a bonus. Most sites are like that. So put in the Ohio as their promo word, and mybookie.com. I know they also sponsor a couple other podcasts, bigger podcasts, and we're with the big boys now. So, you got big sponsors willing to sponsor you, they believe in you. So,
Yep.
hey, it's all because of you guys believing in us that we do what we do, and we love you guys. And thanks for watching again. TG, you got anything you want to throw in before we say goodbye to our millions and millions of fans?
I'm gonna say is let's get ready for Ohio State's the repeat. Let's start with repeat, and in 2026 we are definitely gonna repeat. I believe we are. And let's be real, I'm pretty much ready because my folks are just back here just making a whole kinds of scenes. Like literally, I'm here in the backyard. I'm like, could y'all turn y'all volume down so nobody can hear you?
Hey, do you want to you got a little special announcement? You want to make that now
Go ahead.
about you and Mika?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, guys, myself and Mika will be having the Buckeye Ladies Show with our help from our very producer who does the Buckeye Lounge in Buck Vader. It'll be on Thursdays. We were gonna try to do it on Fridays, but right now she can only do it on Thursdays. She'll try to see if she do Fridays. If not, we'll keep it on Thursdays. But you guys will be able to see us on Thursdays for right now. And you guys should check it out. It's going to be real fun. You get to see two educated women actually talking about football compared to some other show that absolutely has women that have no idea what the heck they're talking about. But hey,
Buckeye ladies, two of the most intelligent women that you'll ever hear talk sports. And I tell you what, not only are they educated, I would put them up against most men too. Doesn't matter that they're feeling it, because both TG and Mika are awesome. They're intelligent. They know what they're talking about, and they will take people's. Any guys come in here disrespecting, they'll take your manhood. So
and especially me, because I'll do more than that, and I'll shove it up with the sun don't shine our door right down your throat, and you're really gonna run it.
This Thursday will be the last call-in show for Thursdays. I believe Eric told me so. Guys, Thursday, let's make it one heck of a fun night, because it'll be the last call-in on Thursdays, because we are switching the call-in show to Saturday before the game, I believe. So
yeah.
So, but Mika and TG, Buckeye Ladies Show, gonna rock. I won't miss it, that's for sure. And Vader, being the producer, is gonna have these girls ready to go. They're gonna be fired up. They're gonna come at you with all the knowledge and all the facts. Good luck to you guys. I'm ready. I'm excited for you guys. You guys deserve it. Both of you are awesome.
Yeah, she said she's looking forward to it, and she said all, like, basically from what you said of us taking on all men, she said all the men, not just some men, all.
Hey, love you guys. You guys are rock. The Buckeye Ladies, guys, on Thursdays. Next Thursday is the first one. Don't miss it. Again, go to my.
And like I said, if you really want to listen to two intelligent women talking about football who actually know what they're talking about compared to some others, come listen to the Buckeye Ladies. You're actually gonna know what we're talking about.
So, guys, again, thank you to our new sponsor, mybookie.com. Thank you to all you that came and supported us tonight and asking Dorian with some awesome questions. Doran Grant, thank you, brother. We appreciate you. Thanks for all that you've done for the Buckeye community. Good luck this year. Hope you guys kick some butt. Go get yourself a state title. And like always, how do we end the show?
OH.
I-O.
Go Bucks, and see you guys later.
Scum still sucks. Peace.
Yep.